Hey, replay viewer. Again, the other scope, not this one, not the other one. Carrie, thank you. I'm on data now. So, hey, Kiki, how are you, Kiki? Welcome, 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 welcome. Um, the scope before this, hey, Kiki. The scope before this and the scope before that one, that's the one that really has the meat and bones in it. Thank you so much for those hearts, Carrie. I really appreciate it. That one really has the meat and bones in it. Hey, Archangel Candy, what's up? I love that. Archangel, it's a great name. Thank you so much for those hearts. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna hit this one more time. Third time's a charm, right? Pain and pleasure principles, rewards and punishment. When it comes to moving your goals forward, they do work for some people. Hey, Abraham, a charm. Ooh. So they do work for some, but in my practice, I have found that the pain is going to move you forward, yes, but the pain also will work on your reputation with yourself and your accountability with yourself. Your reputation with yourself is extremely important, and I'm about building that. The pain does not cater to this. Focusing on your pleasure, focusing on your reward in terms of your why is what I find to be the most effective way to get you forward and get you most attached to your goal. Because once you find your why, you find your way. And once you find your way, that's it, you're done. All you need to do is follow that path, because like I said in the first original scope before it cut out rudely, might I add, a lot of people say, oh, I want to change the world, I want to be a social impactor, I want to be a change maker, I want to start my own business, I want to do all of these things, and I want to say, relationship-wise, whatever. You want to do all these things, but they don't know how. The how is what stops people all the time. Am I right or am I right? The how is what stops people. This is how you tackle that how. You find your why. Because in your why lies the key to your how. Because this is the point that I want to get across, and this is the point that I talk about in my training. Let me just breathe, because it's a big point. I want you to get it. Your why will move you. You don't move it. You don't find the how. Your why will find your way. Your why is where your how is going to come from. And once you tap into your why, exactly. Once you find your way, you find your why. I love that too, Kiki. I love that too, because that is the truth. That is the honest to goodness truth. That is the honest to goodness truth. And it sounds so cliche, but guess what? It is so appropriate and so right. Because in your why, in your source, that's where you're going to find what's going to move you forward 100%. And that's why when it comes to my clients, I do have the knowledge in the background of the pleasure and pain principle, and I will suss it out with them and say, okay, what will you get if you do this? As far as like rewards and pleasure, what will you get if you don't do this? What are the negative consequences? And that will work for some. Some people it'll really get them going. But for me, the way I run my practice is what I found works for me. I try to be as authentic and as true in my practice as possible. For me, what works is connecting with my why. For me, the pleasure comes from doing it. Something I didn't want to do, something that's been hard for me to do, something that's been trying. Once I do it, that pleasure is what's important to me. Now, some people will do that, and I'm guilty of this. Some people will reach that goal, have done it, and not dwell in the greatness of what they've just accomplished. And that's the key to when you do what you do and not appreciating what you've done. You have to enjoy it, but that's another scope. That's a whole nother scope. So that's what I really wanted to talk to you about: pleasure, pain, rewards, punishment, how that really works. Your reward can be, for me, I was sharing that I want to ride a horse, but I can easily say that's not important to me anymore. And then all of a sudden what happens? My goal is no longer important to me. This is Make It Happen November. We're going to make it happen. And if rewards and punishments work for you, cool, do that. If pleasure and pain work for you, cool, do that. However, I want to offer up another option. Find your why. Find why this is important to you. Okay, yesterday we talked about what's in your control. Once you pick that one thing from that list of 3, from that list of everything that you've been holding back. Once you find what is in your control, say, okay, what about this is important to me? Get in that, finding your why on that. And I'll talk about that another day as well, because that's my entire practice right now, finding your why. I like the Y option better. Just saying. Thank you. I agree, Gary. I like the Y option too because that is your source. Like once you find your source, baby, who can stop you? Let me tell you one thing: you will fall, you will stumble, but you won't stay down. You really won't stay down. You won't stay down for long. Because honestly, sometimes you need to sit out sometimes. You need to take 2 minutes and say, I just need to really just stop. At least that's what I do. I'm not going to front and say I won't stop sometimes. You will fall, you will stumble, but baby, once you find your why, your source, it'll pull you up. You can't not do when you find your why, your source. And that for me is where the pleasure, thank you so much for those hearts. Look at them colors go. That is where your pleasure and rewards are. When you find reward and pleasure that really stick to what your source is about, you can't not go forward. You just can't. It's virtually impossible. My words. I've said it. I think it's virtually impossible to not succeed or not really find something that's true to you. Pain, again, when a client is having trouble with their why, the pain is a good way to really, but I don't like dwelling in pain. One of my big things, like we were talking about the other day, was dwelling in the possibilities. I 100% believe in dwelling in the possibilities. When you know what you're going for, when you're dwelling and you're living in that space of dwelling in the possibilities, oh man. Like a couple of scopes ago, I was talking about how when you have to do something that you don't want to do, what you got to do is see yourself having already done it. Because once you're in that space, you've already done it, and all you have to do is do it. It's tricky. It's a tricky one to get. But once you see yourself having already done what you wanted to do, what you don't want to do, and you're in that space and you're feeling it and living in that space, you've already done it. Your brain, your body thinks you've already done it. You just have to actually do it. And it becomes easier to do it because you've already done it. It's easy to do something you've already done. Believe me, it works. I have to go through the whole process, but that is the umbrella of the thing. And that's what I like to do in my practice. So, yeah, find your why and you find your way. That is the reward for me. That is the pleasure. That's where the key of everything lies. I think that was something else really important I was going to share with you. I forgot. I have 5 highly effective questions to extreme motivation, focus, and finding your why. And those are the gift that I like to give to the people that join the Live Like You're Now family. So when you go to the link in my bio, you should be able to subscribe or sign in or whatever, and you get those questions right off the bat. And then the subsequent emails after that are explaining the questions and how they get you to your why. And then I have a training right now that's going on that is me giving a presentation basically on how to use each question. So it's like this, except I have slides that are really pretty. And that's really what I'm really trying to do. And I'm really excited to share this information with people because it's important. Once you find your why, you find your way. And that's the simplest thing, but it's also a difficult thing to do when you don't know how to do it or how it relates to what you're actually doing. So it's my passion and my goal to get that to everyone. This is it. This is a third scope. Before it decides to shut me down, I'm going to say bye. So I have been your world-class personal development coach, speaker, and life enthusiast. You are worth it. Your dreams are worth it. Your dreams are valid. What you have inside of you is important, and the world needs to see it. So please find your why, find your way, and make it happen, especially this November. Get that list. Get those 3 things. Pick that one thing. Ask yourself what's in your control. Thank you so much, Gary. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, Kiki. Oh my goodness. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I feel that. I feel that. Thank you so much. I really, I appreciate that. So, I just want to serve, man. I just really want people to not give up on themselves and leave this earth without having given their light to the world. That's what I want. So thank you for tuning in. I have my, I don't even have my little website thing. Like I worked so hard on it. Oh, okay, whatever. I will see you all tomorrow, same time, same place, between 12 p.m. and 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. Again, this has been your coach, Coach Nachi, and I believe in you. Go out there and do what you gotta do. I'm gonna make another pretty thumbnail, but thank you so much for those hearts. God, they're so pretty. I'm like addicted to hearts these days now. So this is my pretty thumbnail. It's so awkward. Thank you so much for those hearts. They're beautiful. Bye. Have a wonderful day.